Ha, ha, ha. What's going on, people? It's your boy Brandon Brevon Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life. How's everybody doing today? All right, y'all know what the time it is. Cut it off, cut it off, cut it all the way off. Oh, man. How the hell is everybody doing today? All right. Again, my name is Brandon Brevon Towns. I am the host of that show called Sports Plus Life. If this is your first time listening, definitely hit that subscribe button and become part of the Sports Plus Life family. Any questions, comments, or concerns, opinions, disagreements, whatever, just go ahead and leave it under that comment box, homie. Now, again, this is, my first show in a week. I didn't do a show on Saturday because I still felt a little under the weather because, honestly, when I did my show last Thursday, really, my voice felt gone. And I like to be at my best when I'm spitting that knowledge, when I'm spitting that flame, you know what I'm saying, doing this podcast thing to change the game. You feel me? You know what I mean? But I'm just chilling, man. I'm chilling, and I am in a very... The atmosphere right now is very relaxed. I'm not even going to lie. And because I'm actually sitting here in my damn boxing drawers. Yes, I am. I am sitting here in my boxing drawers. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. One, I'm not sponsored. I'm not on live camera, so I can do that. Second, I'm not sponsored, so I can do that. Third, because before I did this, I had to take a doo-doo, and the jeans had just gotten uncomfortable. So once I finished in the bathroom, I said, you know what? Damn it, I'm comfortable. So don't judge me. Don't judge me. But I'm just being honest. I'm keeping it 100% real. But boy, do we have some things to talk about today. Oh boy. And I'm just gonna, just lead right into it, cause it's been some things that's happening over the last 7 days, and yeah. So without further ado, let's get to it. Oh, voice still a little raspy. Okay. Yeah, voice still a little raspy. But we're going to lead into the events. I'm going to start from where I wanted to pick up on, honestly, at least at the beginning of this week. Colin Kaepernick and his collusion case. Colin Kaepernick and Eric Reid's collusion case. Apparently, they came to a settlement this past weekend. And so Colin Kaepernick is now, I believe, is going to drop his collusion case as well as Eric Reid. And again, Eric Reid just recently got a contract extension from the Carolina Panthers. So that's good for Eric Reid. But what does that say about Colin Kaepernick? What does that say about the NFL? There's going to be a lot of questions. And now the conditions of this concealment is that this settlement is concealed, which means it cannot be spoken about. So that's letting me know something. And, rumors fly around. I'm on Google a lot. I'm on Yahoo. I'm on ESPN. I'm on General Sports Talk a lot. And what I'm getting out of this is that Colin Kaepernick has won. And Colin Kaepernick would have really raked the NFL through the mud had this seen the light of day in a courtroom, because the case was supposed to start this month. And apparently there was information that the NFL just did not want to be made public. So much so that they didn't even want Colin Kaepernick to speak about it, even if they settled. Now, nobody knows the dollar amount, but, I mean, come on now. It's the NFL. Colin Kaepernick hasn't played since 2016. Well, technically since January 1st, 2017. So, it's going to, at least the money amount. Live, real life. Somebody calling me from Augusta, Florida. Check this out. Hello?
Hello, this is Judy calling from Nielsen Online. For quality purposes, this call may be recorded. Thank you for coming to the phone. How are you today?
Hung up. How you like that? How you like them chips and dip? I ain't got time for that bullshit. I don't know nobody in Kansas. So do not interrupt me when I'm doing my podcast or no telemarketing member jumbo. Okay? Anyway. I swear, you know what? Let somebody else call. Boy, I'm going to have some fun with that. I promise. I swear, oh God, I'm going to have some fun with that. But anyway, this is where I was at as far as Colin Kaepernick is concerned. They at least are probably going to pay the amounts of to what he was. They were probably going to pay him a top flight quarterback salary, at least for the last 2 years, which could probably be around about. And this is just an educated guess. I don't have there's nothing, there's no truth as far as, because we don't know and we're not going to know. But I would sit here and say that Colin Kaepernick at the least would probably have gotten about $50 million. Given the severity of this collusion case, and like I said, there's a rumor that there were phone calls made to Roger Goodell from certain owners that provide in Dallas, Texas, with word to keep Colin Kaepernick out of the league. And if that stuff is true, that could be a big reason why the NFL didn't want this to see the light of day in a courtroom, because I think it's become pretty cut, dry, and clear. They were wrong. They did what everybody thought they did, and that was keep Colin Kaepernick out of the NFL. My guess is Colin Kaepernick got over 9 figures. That's my guess. Over 9 figures. Now that kind of baffles me, because the new AAF, the new football league that just started a couple weeks ago, offered him, as well as Tim Tebow, made them offers to play quarterback in their league. Now, Colin Kaepernick, I don't know if he was feeling himself or not, but he said he wanted $20 million. That's not going to happen. They barely got a TV deal. And it's not like they have a TV deal to one network. They're all over the place. One day they're on TNT. The next day they're on NFL Network. The next day they're on USA. So there's no consistency. They're just taking it how they can get it. So they're not going to give Cap $20 million. But then Kaepernick's lawyer came out and said that he really still wants to play. So what does this mean for this since the collusion case has been settled? Once again, Eric Reed is already in the NFL. And like I said, he has a new 3-year contract. Will we see Colin Kaepernick back in the NFL? I don't know. That's a good question. Because if you look at the quality of some of the quarterbacks that are currently in the NFL that have backup jobs, you would think it wouldn't be a problem that Colin Kaepernick should definitely be in the NFL, because he's better than most of the backup quarterbacks in the NFL. And I mean, he makes a legitimate case to be a starter in the league. That's just my opinion. I don't know what this means. We're hearing that he should get a tryout, particularly from the Carolina Panthers, where that actually would make a lot of sense. Not because Eric Reed is on the Panthers, but because Cam Newton has just undergone a serious shoulder surgery, and there's a great chance that he may miss the entire 2019 season. So why not? I mean, why not? Even if it's a 1-year deal, you're replacing Cam Newton. You're 31 years old, so you're not over the hill. I mean, it'll take some time because you'll be rusty. You haven't played in you have not played in over 2 years. But I mean, hell, the Redskins called up Josh Johnson, who hadn't been on an active NFL roster in 5 years. So, and he actually played pretty good. He did. He actually played pretty good. So, definitely Hope Colin Kaepernick won, but hope Colin Kaepernick gets back in the league. But the point that I'm trying to make is, as far as this collusion case goes, he won. He won. You know, it was an awful act by the owners of the NFL, general managers, team presidents, all of that shit, that conspired to get this man exiled from the league for making a peaceful, perfectly legal protest on police violence against people of color. And it was totally blown out of proportion. The whole narrative of the protest was taken to a whole nother level by our dear darling president, who made it about him disrespecting the military when he said outright and up front, this is nothing against the military. But I mean, you know, when something is said in the media, most of the people will agree with what is said in the media. And that's not me trying to trash the media, but the media can control a narrative that's just absolutely not true. Like I said, I'm not saying anything bad about the media. I'm just saying facts, you know, especially if it's unpopular. What Colin Kaepernick did was nothing wrong. He hasn't been in the league for 2 years, but we have a guy who just was put on the commissioner's exempt or whatever it's called, who just got signed by the Cleveland Browns, and Kareem Hunt. Now, make no mistake about it, I am happy that Kareem Hunt got another chance. But okay, you can hit a woman, you'll be disciplined, but you'll get back in the league. You can be a drug addict or an alcoholic. There may be some discipline, but you'll get back in the league. You know, but if you do what is in the constitutional rights, when you do something that is your constitutional right, that's not breaking any laws, you're gone because it goes against the grain. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just trying to tell you how full of shit and backwards people are. This system, and how full of shit and backwards this society is. So big ups to Cap. Good job, bro. Now get your ass back in the league. So now on to the next topic, which is still in regards to NFL players. And oh my gosh, how could I have forgotten to do my regular? Goodness gracious, forgive me, people. Today is Thursday, February 21st, 2019. All right, now I got that out the way. So, a couple days ago, Antonio Brown met up with the Steelers president and owner, Mr. Rooney, and they mutually agreed. And there was nothing negative that he said about the Rooneys. You bet not had that all the money they done paid him. But he said that they both mutually agreed that it was time to go their separate ways. So that, in effect, ends the Antonio Brown era in Pittsburgh. So they will need somebody to come to the forefront to trade him, to trade for him, excuse me. And I mean, of course, we knew this was coming. But it's just crazy because, you know, you look at this whole situation. Antonio Brown has, you know, he's pretty much been the stereotypical diva wide receiver that everybody kind of makes most of the top wide receivers out to be. Of course, you can't say that about Julio Jones or A.J. Green. Or DeAndre Hopkins. They just catch passes and keep it moving. But, you know, Antonio Brown is his own man, and he is an awesome wide receiver. So they're going to try to throw shots at his age because he's 30 years old. He'll be 31 by the time the season starts. I said on the last show that he's doing exactly what T.O. did at the same age and time in his career when T.O. left San Francisco to go to Philadelphia. So where's a good landing spot for Antonio Brown? I mean, as a Bronco fan, I'd like to see him in Denver. And now Emmanuel Sanders is saying that he's not going to restructure his contract. I know this is off topic, but Emmanuel, restructure the contract, bro. You just had a major knee injury. You're probably not even going to be ready for the regular season. I hated to see Demarius go. I would hate to see you go too. How about helping recruit your old teammate, Antonio Brown? Because Flacco is going to need all the help that he can get. But where's a good spot? Of course, everybody has heard the talks about that him and Jerry Rice have been having about him coming to San Francisco. I think that whatever you do, though, Antonio Brown, don't go to Oakland. And that's just for your own sanity. Don't go to Oakland. Don't go to New England. And please, God, don't go to Dallas. But Dallas can't afford you right now. So those are the three teams I would not like to see Antonio Brown on. Oakland for his own sanity. New England or Dallas. Fuck them both. But good places I definitely think would be San Francisco. Wouldn't mind that. If I was Pittsburgh, like I said last show, that's what I would do. They clear cross country. They're not even in the same conference. I would definitely trade him to somebody in the NFC. Maybe a outright swap between Antonio Brown and Odell Beckham, because I've heard ridiculous rumors that the Giants were thinking about trading him. I don't know why. But that would be, to me, that would be even Steven. You wouldn't need no draft picks, no nothing. This player for that player, swap. And I don't think there would be any drop-off. Of course, the Steelers would probably get the better end of the deal because Odell Beckham is younger. So, let's see. I could see possibly the Redskins. They tend to make splashes. I don't want to say stupid decisions because Antonio Brown's an outstanding wide receiver, but they have quarterback issues. Who the hell is going to be the quarterback in Washington next season? Green Bay. Oh, man. Green Bay. You put him with Devontae Adams. You got something. I've heard Indianapolis. I think that's a good. I mean, I don't know what Indianapolis would have that the Steelers would want outside of draft picks, because I don't see them getting rid of T.Y. Hilton. But that would be a very good combination, especially having Andrew Luck throwing the ball to Hilton and Antonio Brown. But I really don't see them trading. I don't see the Steelers being that dumb and trading Antonio Brown to somebody in the conference. I see him going to an NFC team, maybe Tampa Bay. Deshaun Jackson wants out of Tampa. So why don't you bring Antonio Brown in? Matter of fact, why don't you do that flop? Why don't you do that switch? Trade Antonio Brown for Deshaun Jackson and some draft picks, because, Deshaun Jackson is older and he's not as durable. Now, he's a deep threat, of course, who can take the top off. He's probably faster than Antonio Brown. But he's been injury prone over the past couple of years. So we all know that AB is going to be BYE to Pittsburgh. And just yesterday, it was announced that the Pittsburgh Steelers will not tag Le'Veon Bell. That makes him an unrestricted free agent. And Le'Veon Bell sent out a tweet quoting the great Dr. Martin Luther King, "Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, I am free at last." Le'Veon Bell, who probably did the smartest thing that you could have done, being the fact that he was not happy with his contract status. He did not want to be franchise tagged in the 2018 season. The Steelers called his bluff, and he sat out the entire season. And because the way running backs are treated, I don't blame him. He's 26 years old. He'll be 27 by the time the next year starts. And once running backs get to that 27, 28-year-old range, they're seen as damaged goods. I don't understand why. That's why I was so happy with Adrian Peterson's "Bitch, I'm Not Old" season, because he did his thing at the age of 33. And so did Frank Gore at the age of 35. And Le'Veon Bell, I can't sit here and call him the best running back in football because he hasn't played in a year. To me, the best running back in football is Todd Gurley. I believe by the time this 2019 season is over, I'll be calling the best running back in the world Saquon Barkley of the New York Giants. But that's neither here nor there. Le'Veon Bell is a year rested. He's gone a whole NFL season without having any wear and tear, any hits or anything like that on his body. Remember how fresh Ricky Williams was when he took a couple of years off to smoke some weed and he came back to the Dolphins. And in his 30s, he was still remarkably fast, making cuts. Making cuts with the speed. Didn't seem like he lost a bit because his body had a chance to recoup. So this was actually probably a good thing for Le'Veon Bell because somebody going to pay him. Now, good landing spots for Le'Veon Bell. I think a good spot for Le'Veon Bell, honestly, I would hate to see this as a Bronco fan, but I think the Kansas City Chiefs. So, I mean, because him and Kareem Hunt's game were very similar. I think, Kareem Hunt's a damn good running back, catching passes out of the backfield as well. So if I were the Kansas City Chiefs, I would hop right on Le'Veon Bell, especially while you still have Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill in their rookie contracts. You don't have to, sell the farm to pay those two, and they will deserve to be paid. You still have Mahomes under rookie contract and Tyreek Hill. I would hop on Le'Veon Bell fast. I really would. And after that, nothing but defense for the Kansas City Chiefs. Nothing but defense. If the Chiefs get Le'Veon Bell, they will be my favorite to come out of the AFC. Now, I'm a Broncos fan. Would love to see Le'Veon Bell, but I know that's not going to happen.
What about the wiener?
Another spot where Le'Veon Bell, I think, would be absolutely lethal would be the Seattle Seahawks. You know, Seattle has, they were the top leading rushing team last year, but they did it by committee. They haven't had that one special back since Marshawn Lynch was up in there, just doing his thing so he won't get fined. I think Le'Veon Bell would be awesome in Seattle, take a lot of pressure off of Russell Wilson. Another place, Green Bay, because Aaron Rodgers has never, ever had a back like Le'Veon Bell. I think the best back that Aaron Rodgers had what's his name from Alabama? Eddie Lacy. And Eddie Lacy looks like he would rather be a defensive lineman than a running back. And so I think Le'Veon Bell would be wonderful in Green Bay. I'm trying to think of some other teams. I heard somebody say the Jets, but the Jets ain't. Le'Veon Bell, while he's 27 and that's still young to me anyway, I think he would like to be put in a situation, as Antonio Brown would, a situation where they could contend and win now. So I don't think the Jets would be an ideal place for Le'Veon Bell. I'm sitting here still thinking Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay has the weapons. They have the weapons. They just don't have the guidance yet. Because if you look at Tampa Bay's roster, there's no reason why they shouldn't be right there with the Saints, right there with the Saints were the only team to come out of the South last year. But why they shouldn't be right there with the Saints, right there with the Rams, right there with Philly, when it comes to weapons. And that's another area. Philadelphia. Put Le'Veon Bell with the Liberty Bell. Oh, man. You give Carson Wentz, Le'Veon Bell, the Eagles have a great chance to go back to the Super Bowl. And I mean that. You put Carson Wentz with Le'Veon Bell, or you put Le'Veon Bell with Carson Wentz. Woo! Man. I would say Antonio Brown should go to Philadelphia, but Philadelphia's seen this story before, and it didn't turn out so good for them. I'm just saying. But be that as it may, it's going to be very interesting to find out where Le'Veon Bell and where Antonio Brown are going to head to. And, with that being said, now the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. I mean, now I'm not going to sit here and say that the Pittsburgh Steelers are not going to make the playoffs because next year they won't have AB or Antonio Brown, AB or Le'Veon Bell. But there are going to be some things that need to be proven. Because first of all, I'll say it again. Ben Roethlisberger is not a good leader. He's not. Ben Roethlisberger, over the past couple of days, has come out with some quotes that really, really have shown a sense of entitlement from him, and he's being backed up by the general manager. So what can you do? Juju is a star. Juju is a star. But if none of those other receivers step up, none of those other young receivers, unless they get a veteran receiver, but I'm going to look at James Washington, who appears to be a very talented wide receiver. If they don't step up, that's when you're going to tell how much Juju will miss Antonio Brown, because Juju had over 1,400 yards receiving. You know, you have to give a lot of that credit to AB for causing Juju to get single coverage a lot. So... But I'm not going to sit here and say that they're not going to make the playoffs, but what is that saying about the organization and the culture there? And it's really effed up because, you know, Mike Tomlin, who's such a good coach, deserves so much better than that. All Mike Tomlin appeared to be doing was letting grown-ass men be grown-ass men, and instead they acted like petulant children. And that makes him look bad. Mike Tomlin, who appears to be the ultimate player's coach, I mean, even when I just watch him in post-game interviews, I'm like, I just want to run through a wall for this motherfucker. And he ain't even the Broncos coach. But, you know, Mike Tomlin he appears to be a coach who puts his faith in people. And there's nothing wrong with that. But he appears to put his faith in people. And the difference is that you're dealing with individuals who don't want to take responsibility and egos and money, put that in a stirring pot, and what do you have? An explosion. I mean, there is no reason whatsoever that the Pittsburgh Steelers should be losing Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. And I'm sorry, the person, not me in particular, the person that I'm going to look at is not going to be Mike Tomlin, even though this is happening under his watch. The person I'm looking at is Ben Roethlisberger, because he does not know how to stop the bleeding in situations involving the team on or off the field. None whatsoever. And James Conner's a good back. He ain't no Le'Veon Bell. Tell you that right now. He a good back. He ain't no Le'Veon. He ain't no Le'Veon. Had a good season. He ain't no Le'Veon. You think the Steelers missed the playoffs after starting 6-2-1 if they had Le'Veon Bell? I don't. So I just thought I'd say that. Anyway, now to switch to another hot topic. Today is full of hot topics. It's so hot and topicy. This is a savory subjects. These are some savory subjects. Last night, in college basketball, the number 1 seeded Duke Blue Devils were hosting the number 8 seeded North Carolina Tar Heels in their famed college basketball rivalry. And it was a star-studded crowd. The president, now I ain't talking about the current president, Barack, the president was there. You know what I'm saying? With a little shirt with a little 44 stitched in. I'm like, go ahead, you looking like a government pimp. Go ahead, Barack. But yeah, he was there. Ken Griffey Jr. was there. It was a star-studded crowd. And the main attraction to that star-studded crowd got hurt 36 seconds into the game. Zion Williamson blew through his Nike shoe. Blew through his Nike shoe and sprained his right knee. And now, mind you, this was 36 seconds into the game. The score is 0-0. So anybody who's out there sitting there saying, that's why Duke lost because Zion got hurt, I don't want to hear that shit. because it was 0-0. I don't care how shell-shocked you were. You're supposed to be the more talented team. This is on your home court. Now, me personally, I thought that North Carolina was going to win that game regardless if Zion Williamson had got hurt or not, because there is something to be said about being the number 8 team in the country, starting 4 freshmen going up against, starting 4 seniors going up against 4 freshmen. And Carolina has 4 seniors against Duke's 4 freshmen. I thought on this particular day that they would take Duke to school. And that's what happened. But just effectively, Zion Williamson getting hurt gave the Duke fans a crutch to lean on. Well, we lost because of Zion. We lost because we didn't have Zion. Okay, maybe. I'm not buying it, but maybe. So now the big question is, should he shut it down? Should he shut it down and just wait till the NBA draft? I mean, I'm neither here nor there on that situation. I mean, I will say this, though. A lot of money was generated in last night's game. And those players didn't see a penny of it. And that's what rakes me more than anything. But as far as Zion Williamson individually, excuse me, I love playing basketball. I love playing basketball. If it was me and I was healthy to play, particularly when you know that you're not going to be back in college basketball next year, I mean, you might as well get all the experience that you can get. You know, get the experience, get the memories. You know, you're probably the favorite. You're the favorite with him in the lineup. Duke is the favorite to win the national championship. I thought they would be pretty invincible coming into the season, but watching them during this college basketball season, they got a lot of flaws with them. You know, they're a great show to watch. You know, they're like a traveling McDonald's All-American team. But when it comes to actual X's and O's and having to play a half-court game, there's problems with Duke. They don't shoot the ball that particularly well. The one game that they were lights out from 3 was their second game against Virginia, who, by the way, is number 3 in the country. They're 0-2 against Duke and 23-0 against the rest of the field in college basketball. Now, if Zion Williams, now they're saying it's just a sprained knee, and no reports have come back that it's been anything more than that. If this injury is serious now, you know, then he might not have a choice. But what I'm thinking is that you won't see Zion Williamson again until the ACC tournament, possibly the NCAA. But I would say the ACC tournament. He'll probably take the rest of the regular season off. And now that could, you know, depending on how Duke plays, that could affect them. You know, Duke does have another game against Syracuse. You know, it could affect their overall ranking once the NCAA tournament begins. But, yeah, dude blew through his shoe and just kind of keeled over and grabbed the other leg. So, but this is what I'm going to say. I mean, because they've pretty much, everybody has Zion Williamson locked into the number 1 draft pick in the league. Okay. But this is what I see when I see Zion Williamson. Everybody is blown away and, you know, he's a generational talent. He's a franchise changer. I don't see it that way. And this is not me hating because, in case you didn't know, I can't stand Duke.
You suck.
I look at Duke like the Cowboys. Fuck them.
What about the wiener?
But I will say this. I do enjoy seeing him play. But I'm not going far to the point of generational franchise changing talent. I don't see that with him. I just don't. What I see with Zion Williamson is a cross between Shawn Kemp, Blake Griffin, and Charles Barkley. And maybe with a little Kenyon Martin there too, because if Zion Williamson doesn't play another game, he'll still be the number 1 draft pick. And I say Kenyon Martin because Kenyon Martin was, of course, pretty much the granted number 1 pick coming into the college basketball season. And he played a few games, broke his leg. He was a senior, broke his leg, was out the rest of the year, but still got the number 1 pick. For one, that's the last time you done seen a senior be the number 1 pick. You ain't seeing no senior with a broken leg being the number 1 pick in no NBA now. That was back 20 years ago. But anyway, but yeah, that's what I see. Excuse the noise in the background. They doing some, I'm sorry, no, that's a helicopter landing. I live next to a hospital. So I don't see that with Zion Williamson. I mean, I see, like I said, now the players that I named were absolutely phenomenal players. Charles Barkley, Hall of Famer, Sean Kemp in his prime was bad boy. Blake Griffin, who of the all-star participants for this past all-star game, I was happiest the most for Blake Griffin because people had pretty much laid Blake to rest. And Blake still has a lot left in the tank. But with Zion Williamson, what I see is a guy who will be worth the price of admission, but I don't see him being the leading person to take an NBA team to the championship game. I just don't see that. For one, I think he needs to lose about 30 pounds. I'm not being funny. I think he needs to lose about 30 pounds before he gets to the NBA because you're 18 years old, you're about 6'6", and you're 285 pounds. Your body still hasn't finished maturing yet. And when your body matures, you tend to gain a little weight as you get older. So that could potentially, I've said this before, that could potentially be a problem when you're 28, 29 years old. You don't want to be 6'6", 28, 29 years old, almost 300 pounds or being 300 pounds. You don't want that. So if I was Zion, I would get my playing weight down to about 250. I would get my playing weight down to about 250. Make sure you keep your muscle. Make sure you stay chiseled and solid as a rock because you're only 18, bro. But like I said, with that being said, I don't see him being the main piece to a championship puzzle. If he was about 6'11", maybe. If he was 6'11" and 285 and was jumping like that, maybe. Yeah. But no, I see him as being an instrumental piece. I see him being an all-star. I mean, look, if you're going to be the number 1 draft pick, if you make if you make anywhere between 5 to 8 all-star games, you are worth the number 1 pick. Championship or no championship. So like I said, he'll be the price of it. He'll be worth the price of admission. He'll give us some Blake Griffin-like highlights his first couple years in the league. I think he definitely would need to develop a better jump shot as well as handle. I think he'll have that Blake Griffin-like career, that Sean Kemp-like career. Well, like I said, I don't think he'll be the guy to get you to a championship, but I believe if you put the right pieces around him, like another star who's slightly better than him, I believe he'll be a great fit to a championship team. That's the way I feel about Zion Williamson. Now, as far as the Nikes go, I mean, damn. I mean, what that should do is let you know how cheap the material is that they make these shoes that we pay $150 and $200 for. It costs about $1 to make those shoes, 4 quarters to make those shoes. You're paying for the check. Okay, and I love Nikes. Don't get it twisted. I love Nikes. I love Jordans, but the actual price to make those shoes, they don't cost nothing. They don't cost nothing. If I knew how to do it myself, I'd buy the material myself and make the shit. But Nike will recover from this, and they'll probably, they'll profit off of it. They'll sign Zion Williamson to a bigger deal, and they'll have a commercial where he's planting his foot, and they'll make some reference about the shoe, the shoe not busting loose, so to speak. But That's just crazy. That's just crazy. I mean, but Nike will recover from it. Their stocks have dropped a little bit today, but so what? As far as Zion Williamson is concerned, like I said, that's how I feel about his career. I can't wait till he gets in the league because I want to see him in the dunk contest. And I hope that the dunk contest, when he gets there, will have a formidable lineup against him because he's going to be the favorite. I don't care how you put it. He's going to be the favorite to win. He'll probably have the same type of hype coming into that dunk contest that Vince Carter did back in 2000, which was the greatest individual performance at a dunk contest ever. Look, Jordan and Wilkins went to war against each other. I ain't going to front. But as far as an individual, one-night individual performance, Vince Carter. So I believe that's the type of hype that Zion Williamson will have. And I just don't want to see them put a bunch of people that you ain't heard of. This is what pisses me off about the dunk contest. And, this dunk contest this past Saturday night, it was all right. It was okay. The guy from the Oklahoma City Thunder won it, Diallo. I mean, it was all right. But my main issue with the dunk contest is, for one, they only got 4 people dunking. They need to move it back up to like 8, maybe 10. They only got 4 people dunking, and you don't know them. I mean, we know who Dennis Smith Jr. is. That's the player we were familiar with the most. The guy that won the competition, Diallo from Oklahoma City, we knew him. I mean, no, we didn't know him. We know him now, but this is why, I look forward more to the 3-point shootout because there will actually be all-stars. The 3-point shootout, Steph Curry was in it, all-star. Kemba Walker, all-star. Dirk Nowitzki, all-star. Dame Lillard, all-star. You have marquee players actually participating in an all-star event. And we know who Danny Green is. You know what I mean? We know who Seth Curry is. We know who Buddy Hield is. We know these players. You know what I mean? We know these guys. And shout out to Joe Harris for winning the competition. UVA, stand up. But the dunk contest, this is who I want to see in the dunk contest next year, along with Zion Williamson. Okay, you got to bring Diallo back because he won it, and Dennis Smith Jr. too as well because he was the runner-up. But I would like to see Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine come back to the dunk contest. So that's 5 people because I'm also including Zion Williamson. I want to see a marquee player. I want to see an all-star be in the damn dunk contest. I would like to see Victor Oladipo come back and do the dunk contest. He's an all-star now. I would like to see Paul George do the dunk contest. He is a marquee player. He's an MVP candidate. So I would like to see Diallo, Dennis Smith Jr., Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine, Victor Oladipo, Paul George. I would like to, and I guess, so that's 6, make it Zion Williams, that's 7. Then if you have some young, like 3 young Thunder dunkers, like 3 young, guys who are really jumping out of the gym, maybe Barrett from Duke, he'll be a rookie next year as well. Or maybe Donovan Mitchell. I like to see Donovan Mitchell in the dunk contest from the Utah Jazz. He should have been an all-star this year. But I would like to see that along with Zion Williamson being a dunk contest, because the dunk contest is the most disappointing. That is honestly the most disappointing event of All-Star Saturday night. Because for one, they miss too many damn dunks. And by the time they make the dunk, you already know what they're going to do. You sick of seeing them try. But, yeah. So I think Zion Williamson has a bright future, but he's not this over-the-top pot of gold, his athletic ability is, but I'm talking about him as a basketball player leading a team. I don't see that. I see a freakishly great athlete who is going to give you highlights galore. But as far as leading a team to being that person to lead a team to a championship, nah, I don't see that, bruh. But can't wait for him to get to the NBA because the brother needs to get paid, which leads me to the NCAA. Like I said, they made a ton of money last night. What are these players getting? Nothing. So if I was of that mindset and I was Zion Williamson, hell yeah, I'd shut it down. Because money was made. And you get mad if the players take $100 from somebody. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. So, let me get on now to the NBA. The NBA. 25 games left. And the Los Angeles Lakers are currently out of the loop when it comes to playoffs. Well, I think that the Lakers will make the playoffs. I think if the Lakers have any chances of advancing in the playoffs, like I said the last show, I think you either want to get the 7th seed. You either want to get the 7th seed, the 6th seed, or you either want to get the 7th or the 6th seed. You don't want to get the 8th seed, the 4th seed, or the 5th seed. You don't want that. Because right now, I believe you're not getting a top 4 spot. I don't see that happening. Like I said, I've been saying this. I'm glad that LeBron and those I'm glad that they did not get the trade for Anthony Davis because they're giving up too much. But now, once everybody gets back healthy or supposedly healthy, I mean, they play the Houston Rockets tonight. Now you have to see what you got. You have to see, you have to make it happen or you're going to go the hell home in April for a 6th straight year if you're a Los Angeles Lakers player. And LeBron saying that he's going to flick it to another gear or whatever. I mean, okay. I mean, you have to. You have to. But I'm glad that, like I said, I'm glad that Anthony Davis thing didn't go through because I'm for developing the talent you got. Damian Lillard said something the other day that I just found to be awesome. When he was asked why didn't he go to another market or try to go to another super team, he said, I'm not with that. No. I want to win championships, but there's some things more important to me. I'm not willing to sell myself out to do that. And good for you. Good for you. Loyalty amongst team. I'm going to say this. I've said this for years. The LeBron James mentality has totally fucked up the NBA. There's no loyalty amongst players, teammates, nothing. People now think that they don't have to honor their contract. The phrase word is born doesn't exist in the NBA now because of the LeBron James mentality. He's ruined basketball because now everybody wants to buddy up instead of back in the most competitive days of basketball. No, the best want to beat the best, not join the best. So shout out to Damian Lillard. And LeBron James, if you the king, if you that great, take this group of young Lakers to the playoffs and advance in the second, and then at least advance to the second round. Now, you want to talk about greatness? Let's see some greatness there. Because I'm not trying to be funny. I think what we're starting to see is the decline of LeBron. And I said it. As soon as he signed with the Lakers, I said it. I said, now watch. Watch he start having nagging injuries, and he's going to start missing 20, 25 games a year. And damn it, It's already happened. It's already happening. I mean, he's got a lot of miles on his body. I mean, he takes great care of himself, but you can tell that LeBron is positioning himself for life after basketball, and God bless him. I'm not mad at him for that. I'm just being a realist. I'm not going to be one of these Laker fans who's going to be like, oh, we got the king. We got the king. We going to the chip. We going to the finals. No, the fuck we not. Okay? No, we not. And I'm just being honest with you. And it really doesn't even matter who they get in the offseason. Outside of Kevin Durant, we ain't going to no damn finals. I don't see this with this 4-year, window, I guess 3.5 years now. I don't see it. I mean, I would like to see it. I still think Kobe's better. So do the fans in Atlanta. I still think Kobe's better. I still think Magic is better. But hey, I'm just being honest. I really don't see it. I don't. Because there's some young, even if they get to the finals, I could see them being taken out. There's some teams in the Eastern Conference that are getting ready. The Bucks, the Sixers, Celtics are a little, they're a little bit of a storyline. I gotta see what comes up with them, with the Celtics and the Raptors, whether Kyrie is gonna stay or not, or whether Kawhi is gonna stay or not. But still, there's some teams out there, man, they ready. I think, it's time to get, prepared for life after LeBron James. And I can't wait because, like I said, the LeBron James mentality to me has ruined basketball. It really has. It's ruined the NBA. Now, for the past couple of seasons, I have never been more disinterested in the NBA. Because all I'm hearing is super team this, trade that, what's LeBron going to do, drama. It turned me off. And the NBA, as far as me and my love for sports, the NBA was my first love when it comes to sports. I mean, I've been interested this year because it's going to be something different. It's going to be something different. It's not going to be Cleveland versus Golden State like it's been for the last 4 years. Or it's not going to be LeBron against somebody. It's going to be Golden State versus somebody. And the Golden State is going to win. But it's just going to be different. It's going to be different. And sometimes change is good. So, with that being said, weta buzzer. Okay, now with that being said, we're going to get on to the life topic. And I'm pretty sure that, it's been a definitely hot issue over the past 24, 48 hours. Jussie Smollett. You all know who he is. The dude from Empire, Jamal Lyons. What in the fuck knuckles is wrong with him? Okay, so apparently, I guess about a month ago, he claimed that he was attacked. That first he had received a racial letter, and then that he was attacked by a couple of guys for racism and homophobism or whatever type of ism it is. But now what we're learning is that this is all bullshit, and this is crazy. And this is a Sports Plus Life first. I actually have an actual guest with me, about to share the microphone with me. She's kind of giggling right now, but it is my beautiful wife, Nakia. So come on in here, baby girl. Let's say something. You hear the clapping in the background.
Hello, world.
So, she's been very opinionated on this topic, and I just told her, I said, well, why don't you just doing the podcast, so why don't you just speak your mind? Let everybody know what it is, what you feel. Because this is crazy, because we both watch Empire. And now, me personally, my favorite TV shows are Power and then Empire. When we first got into Empire, we binge watched pretty much the whole first season. I'll admit it, I do download some of their actual songs and play them in the car. I mean, I don't get it, because you're you're a lead role in a major TV series, and what they're saying is that he was unhappy with the money that he was getting from Empire, so he decided to pull this stunt. I mean, didn't he have a Pepsi commercial? Maybe they wrote that check to Jamal Lyon and not Jussie Smollett. Maybe that's it. So what did he on your mind? I mean, come on. Because you got to think about it. First of all, you're a black man. You know, racism is pretty much an exploding topic again.
He's an attention whore. He just wants attention. Don't matter that he's black. Doesn't matter that he's black or gay. He's just an attention whore. And some people are just like that, no matter what race they are.
And another thing is that, yes, he's a black man and he's a homosexual. So, it's hard enough as it is. I guess if that's one thing that you're going to say that homosexuals and people of color have in common, I guess being a minority. But to me, in my eyes, that definitely set race relations and I don't know the right way to put gay relations. I mean,
I don't know if you can say that.
I mean, the hell I can. I'm not sponsored. That puts race relations and topics as far as,
The
LGBT community that that's begging for equality. This sucks for them. Yeah, it really sucks for them, because trust me now, whenever somebody that is homosexual or now, I mean, geez whiz, let a black person right now pull the race card. Jussie Smollett, huh? I mean, so just...
He's just, I mean, in my opinion, it didn't sound right from the jump. When I saw it on Entertainment Tonight, it didn't sound right, because I don't know one black person in their in their right mind that if they were attacked and had a noose put around their neck, that they would go all the way to hell back home, call the cops in there or whatever else happened, and still have the noose around their damn neck when the cops crazy. Get there. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
He was wearing that bitch like a Flavor Flav chain.
You know what I'm saying?
That was his badge of honor. Yes, I went through it. I'll prove it.
They did this to me. Like, what the fucking... Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You was mad because you didn't get paid, my nigga? You were mad?
Because you weren't getting enough
So,
money. You were getting paid. You weren't getting paid what you wanted to get paid.
But wait a minute, because what the report said is that he first sent the letter out, and then he was displeased with the way the Fox studio reacted to the letter, and that's when he contacted the brothers, like, I might need you to help me with this. They even got the text messages. What dummy don't erase the text? Like, who? Certain people just shouldn't be allowed to devise plans, because some people just, it's like you don't have the common sense to execute it right. Like, first of all, you just left all the breadcrumbs leading right back to you and the two brothers.
You didn't cover your paper trail at all.
You got two people that don't even honor the code. They dimed your ass out soon as they got pulled.
I don't know that nigga. He paid me to do that shit.
Exactly. Like, come on. And then you say you get beat up by two white guys and get the two biggest, blackest niggas that you could find to do it. Like, really? Like, really? And you want all these people to feel sorry for you. I'm all happy with my salary, and I'm doing this according to the police or whatever. He's doing this to further his career. Well, that was an Emmy Award winning performance.
Hey,
I tell you that.
He acted that shit out. He said it was two white people that did it, knowing that he got Amistad and Mufasa to do that shit.
That interview that he did not too long after the attack, and he was like, why would I lie? They did this to... Like, really, dude? Like, you really gonna stare in this camera? Like, really? Wow. You ought to be a fucking shame to yourself.
Because love is like a drug, and you must be the plug. That fame is a drug, man, and I don't get it, because he's getting fame. Like I said, he's been Empire's in their 5th season now. He had the Pepsi commercial. That's why I said he wrote the check to
That's
Jamal
nothing
Lyon.
but ego.
And then he was in the movie. He had part of Marshall.
Shapes. Ego comes in all shapes, colors, sizes, backgrounds, sexual orientations.
He had a
no
part of
matter
Marshall
what you
with
are.
Chadwick Boseman, and that's just crazy because he played everybody for a fool. And I mean, and I'm not trying to be funny. Boy, are white people having fun today? I'm being dead serious.
I'm not gonna say they having fun.
I am. I'ma say it. Boy, white people. There's some white people out there that is like, I told you. And then now, unfortunately, they're probably judging it as all black people in general.
No,
but
I disagree.
there's some. This is my opinion. There's some white people out there that is having the president, and you know he couldn't wait. He didn't spoke out about it. You know his ass could not wait.
He spoke about it after it first happened. He and I don't agree with him on most things that he say, but when it did happen, he came out and was like, he don't agree with it. This is horrible, blah, 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 whatever.
And he probably wanted to put his tweet today as, I take everything back.
Oh, my God.
I take it all back. Oh, man. Well, anyway, is there anything else you want to add to it?
His ass need to go to jail.
But you know what? But you know what's crazy?
He's Hollywood.
But you know he's going to get more
He probably
attention out of
gonna get
this.
probation.
Yeah, he'll get more attention.
Community service.
He'll be known as a liar.
Sensitivity classes. But I bet you, after maybe a few months and nobody even cares about this shit anymore.
He'll be known as a liar. He'll be known as a liar throughout the rest of his career, but he'll capitalize off of this some way.
Stupid ass Hollywood shit. And you know what? My honest opinion is like, he need to be fired from Empire for life. Like, first of all, you sent a threatening letter to your job. To yourself. Like, what?
And I tell you what, he gets an A for effort. Because I saw the letter. Have you ever seen The Bodyguard?
This nigga took the time to cut shit out.
To cut out different shapes from different magazines. If you ever have watched The Bodyguard and you seen the threatening letters that was sent to Whitney Houston's character, it looked just like that. I said, this dude that went all out with this shit.
He done spent too many damn seasons on Empire. That's all I gotta say.
He done become one of the characters he hates.
He really has.
He became Demi Moore's character who kidnapped Lucius. Well,
he's just an attention whore.
Yeah,
it's not
man.
cool. Like, think about all the black people who've been a victim of racial crime. I'm not gonna say black people, but people of color who's been victims of racial crimes who don't have the platform that he has,
or homosexuals who's been victims of hate crimes because of their sexual choice,
who don't have that platform to speak out about it. And you are this person who represents a lot of
you have a voice,
a lot of the you represent young gay black men. Like, that's like the minority of the minority, like. And all these people who've ever experienced something like that, and that's looking up to you, and you doing this shit out here just being stupid. For what? For a job. Like, you couldn't do what everybody else do in Hollywood. Suck a dick or something. Like, why do you have to lie?
It might be too late.
Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't agree. I'm just joking about the whole suck a dick thing, but I'm just saying, like, don't
straight ones out there sucking dick.
Don't do stuff like that, because there are real victims out here who get looked over when stupid shit like this happen, and that's not cool.
And it's gonna be real hard for somebody else to. It's gonna be hard for another person.
Now it's gonna be the black gay man that cried wolf.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard when somebody else that's really happened to them. They're gonna think about this situation, like you're gonna have to. I don't know, because the next person might literally have to get their ass whipped, come with bruises and cuts and everything else.
Hold on. Speaking of whipped, he really committed to this thing, because you saw the pictures of him after the alleged beating. Like, this nigga had cuts and blood and everything. Like, did you whoop your own ass? Really?
Like a scorned woman who's trying to get back at her baby daddy.
What's that movie with Martin when the
A
girl
Thin Line
beat
Between
her
Love
own
and Hate?
ass?
That's a thin line between love and hate.
Like,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, really, though? Like, he really he was like, oh, they not gonna pay me. I'm about to give them a performance for their ass. Like, what?
I can say what I want with no apologies.
That was this is the craziest shit, and I don't appreciate it. And, I hope he get what he deserved. which is jail time. Even if it's fucking a couple of months, sit your ass in there, go to timeout and think about this shit.
Think they'll put him in general population?
Maybe use this time to think about how you could have executed the plan a lot smarter, dumbass. Like who? Like it doesn't even.
You know what? You ain't right. You gonna
No,
sit there
I'm
and say,
sorry.
sit in jail and think about how I could have did it better.
It's
I should
not.
have covered my tracks.
He just did it so stupidly. Like
He did it reckless.
He
did.
the way
He did it with his emotions. He didn't think. He really did it based off of emotions.
I'm definitely not condoning this, but what I'm saying, if you're gonna be a criminal, be a smart fucking criminal. Don't be the dumbass one that get caught as soon as the alarm go off,
There's
so
no
to
need
speak.
for him to be a criminal.
Like
He already paid.
Saying,
I mean, he's
like,
already paid. He's just being he's being greedy. He's being greedy.
These are federal crimes because of the resources and all the attention that it's gotten
He's
and
getting
stuff.
the attention now.
They were using, I think they were using like federal investigators to look over the letter and stuff like that. I'm like, dude.
You remember this? You're going to jail now. You're going to jail now. You're going. Cleveland bus driver when he uppercutted the woman, the lady in the background after she hit him. Well, I mean, he's getting the attention now. So, but anyway.
I guess I was just in my feelings. No, I really am feeling some type of way.
No, I mean.
He's a jerk. He's a jerk for that. He a jerk for that. And I hope they throw.
So now every time Empire
ass
comes
in
on,
jail.
she's going to be screaming at the TV, jerk ass, liar.
Every time I see his face, I be like, he's a dumbass. Like, that's pretty much how I feel about it. You just a dumbass. Like, you couldn't use your voice and your platform to do something good for the people who look up to you, but you just so selfish. It's just your ego. It's your pride. It's that sickness that humans got. It's crazy. Like,
It's that addiction.
Do something good for the world.
It's that addiction to the limelight. Like you said, he's being an attention whore. That fame is addictive. And like I said, he
should be ashamed of himself.
He really should be.
And you know what? His mama probably crying and everything. She was probably crying her heart out.
Think about his sister too. You know, and his sister, I forget her name, but you know, she's been on movies since she was a star.
Since she was a star.
I mean, since she was a star, since she was a kid. She's been a star since she was a kid. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know her name. Though.
She's married now. But I mean, damn, he should have just talked to her. Asked her for a loan or something if he felt broke.
Why can't he do what normal American people do? We ask for a raise. And if we don't get a raise, we go to another, put in some applications, get another fucking job.
They probably didn't go up and burp enough for that raise.
Shit.
But anyway, this has definitely been fun. This has definitely been fun. My first ever live guest. I'm sorry. In studio / bedroom. This is all right because what I like is the real and the raw emotions. But I will definitely be back at you guys on Saturday. Again, this is Sports Plus Life. If you're new to this, definitely subscribe to your boy. I am your host, Brandon Brevon Towns. And again, I will see you in a couple of days. Peace. And on behalf of Miss Nakia, peace.